Hi, Fawziah. My name is Ellen. I'll be correcting this set of essays for you. Let's see. I'm having a little trouble with this one because you didn't actually include the image of what you were looking at. And so it's difficult to know how well developed this is, how on topic it is, and so forth. So it's really difficult to kind of get any sort of a sense of your task achievement score without actually seeing or knowing what image you've been looking at. In any case, we'll try to look at it from the other criteria and see what you wrote. The pie chart depicts the distribution of daily activity in the day. It is clear from the graph that there are 5 activities represented in one day. It also appeared in different proportions. According what is shown, the work got the highest percentage in a day. Activities reach 41.7%. Followed it sleep. It is appeared 25%. The lowest proportion in a day activities, which are relax and eat. So that it is get 8.3%. Moving along, travel is shown for 16.7%. The sum up, we could say that the activities appear for uneven, vary proportion, so that the working take plenty time in a day. The exactly contrary, rest of the activities get less time. Okay, so let's see. So first of all, I need to tell you that it's really short. I can't do a word count because this is a PDF, but it looks like it's too short. Now you may or may not know that you don't need to write 150 words anymore, but it still is a good rule of thumb to write at least 150 words. It's going to be very difficult to score well in task achievement with less than that, but they don't penalize you just for writing less than 150. That's the first thing. The second thing is that this was really difficult to understand. Every sentence had a grammatical mistake. Okay? I think maybe there were like 2 that did not. Uh that's fine. And then this sentence is fine. It also appeared in different proportions. All right, that was fine. And then the rest of it had mistakes. According what is shown. It's according to what is shown. Work had the highest percentage at 41%, or reaching 41%. Following this was sleep, which accounted for 25%. The lowest proportion in daily activities are relaxation and eating, which get 8.3%. Okay, so you can see that every sentence has mistakes. The grammar you have is really, really basic. And even that many times is wrong. We don't say we don't say this travel is shown. We don't say the sum up. So all of this is inaccurate. It really, really, really needs a lot of work. Okay, grammatically, in terms of vocabulary, in terms of everything. It's a task one that probably wouldn't score very high. So one thing that leads me to believe is that maybe you need to boost up your general English language skills. That would be a good idea. And in conjunction with that, you can prepare for IELTS, okay? But so that should give you some understanding of what happened here. We don't say the exactly contrary. We say something like, in contrast, the rest of the activities get less time. There are a lot of different words you could use here. We never say the sum up. We say to sum up. And then no comma here. The activities appear for very uneven proportion. That's grammatically, lexically, that doesn't make sense in English. I think you're just trying to say that the proportions for the different activities varied widely. Okay. I think this is what you're trying to say, but again, I'm not really sure. And I don't understand this part of the sentence either. There shouldn't have been a full stop, but just a comma. And I didn't understand that. So there's really a lot of incoherence here. It's difficult to understand. And I would even say that a strain is created. Okay, there is a strain on the reader. It's difficult to understand what you're trying to say here. And so it does need a lot of work. Like I said, you could try to improve your general English language while you're also preparing for IELTS. Now, I have a couple of concerns here. This is super tiny, all right? Again, you don't need to have 250 words, but it is a good rule of thumb to try to stay above 250 words. Okay. Generally, that's what you want to aim for, at least 250, even though you won't be marked down, but it's going to be difficult to get a good score without that. Now, the second thing that you need to know is that you need to have good paragraphing in task 2. So you need to have a very clear introduction, body paragraphs, and a conclusion. And the way we do that is by leaving an entire line between each of your paragraphs. So here there's 0 paragraphs, so I can tell you right away, this could not possibly get anything above a 5 for coherence and cohesion. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, so we've talked about that a little bit. Now let's see what you actually wrote. These days, the most countries seek to make cooperative relations with others, countries in many fields, political, socially, commercial, and educational. Some countries think that necessary, while others believe that not it's. This essay will discuss both sides and will draw my personal conclusion. Okay, so I'm assuming that that's supposed to be your introduction here. Here you should have hit return twice. So new paragraph and then a line between the 2 paragraphs. So looking at this first looking at this first paragraph then, as it were, grammatically there are mistakes again everywhere. And it was difficult to understand what you were saying. Even simple grammar is wrong. So look, in many fields, politically, socially, commercially, and educationally. So you needed to use the adverb form here. You did it for one of them, but then not the rest. And so I don't know what was going on there. Your punctuation is kind of all over the place. So capital letter here, the comma is here, but here you need a lowercase. Here, no apostrophe. Here you need a capitalized word here. Some countries think that this is necessary, while others believe that it is not. Okay, so basic grammar has a problem. Let's keep going. Oh, wait, and one other thing. This essay will discuss both sides with an S and no, not this essay will draw my personal conclusion and will you see, you don't want to say this in general because you really do want to express your opinion right there and then. Don't just tell us that you're going to do it, but actually do it. This is an important thing if you want your essay, your position to be clear throughout the essay. Okay, for your position to be clear throughout, it needs to be clear from the beginning to the end. So make sure that your position is clear in your introduction. Okay, so this should be on one hand. Some countries prefer to use international marketing because it is very important for exchanging different food items and electronic devices. Okay, explain this to me. Why is international marketing important for this? Furthermore, it is spreading ideas, languages, cultures, and no, ideas, cultures, and languages. Why? How? Also, no and here, capital also. Also, it could meet all necessary requirements that I don't understand that. What do you mean that needs country? That's unclear. There are a lot of international commercial platforms that contribute in access to easily. Grammar. This doesn't make sense in access to easily. Now here, I'm assuming that this is where your new paragraph starts. Okay, so this is all one paragraph. Again, I had a lot of trouble understanding what you were trying to say. Grammar is a really big issue. And it's not a paragraph. It's a list of just things that you're saying, but there's no development. There's no appropriate support. You're not expanding and extending what you're saying with arguments and with support. Okay, so on the other hand, some countries think that international marketing is not necessary because it has negative effects. All right, that's a good sentence. Nice. Moving along, okay, so you said that, but you have to explain to us why. Some countries prefer to preserve there should be their customs, traditions, and culture. Okay. Why? How? How do they do this? It has limited relations. Or I don't understand that. And that's not a full paragraph. I mean, so look at what you said. This is all one paragraph, apparently, and there's no development at all. So it's literally two sentences, and there's no exploration of this. So it's got problems, okay? So in conclusion, after a careful analysis of both views, I believe that international marketing is very important because it contributes, all right, it contributes to relations strengthening. So we should raise awareness by international marketing in our community. If there are negatives, the country can avoid them. Okay, so here it's nice because you've got some coherence here in these sentences. I could understand your meaning. It wasn't flawless, but I could at least understand it, which makes me wonder if maybe these were memorized expressions. These were things that you read somewhere else and just kind of used, because the rest of the essay, unfortunately, did not have this coherence. It was problematic in a lot of different ways, okay? So I have a lot of suggestions for you. My first suggestion is to, find lessons to improve your overall English language level, because you really need to boost that up in order to, um, get a decent score with grammar and grammatical range and accuracy, and with vocabulary, with lexical resource. Okay, so you definitely need to work on that. I mean, we can help you a lot with that, but there's a lot of background work you need to do. So I want you to pay attention to that right now. Focus on that, and then when you get to a level where your writing is a little more coherent, then I would suggest preparing for our IELTS, and we're happy to do that with you through the online course that will also go over vocabulary and grammar, but it will really help you prepare and write really, really stellar essays. Okay, so good luck to you with whatever you do. Best of luck.